$18 for extended sizes. So if you are interested in purchasing a spirit shirt, then you can come over to the high school building, and I'd be more than happy to get you the order form. For the middle and high schoolers, it's going to be in your packet of papers that you're going to get when you go to the classrooms. But if you are in elementary school, you can come over to the building and come and check things out, and you can get a spirit shirt order form. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Mr. Jerry. I'm the director of the VPK and the preschool, and I'm also the vice principal of the elementary. I'm going to talk to you today about our before and after school, our child care. If you are planning on using these services, you do have to prepay for them. So in order to start using them on Monday, they do need to be paid today. The office is open after this meeting, so you can go over there to go ahead and pay for your before and after care services. If your child is in preschool or the VPK program, you need the 2-inch mat. Hang on. Sorry. It's right here. I just forgot to grab it. Okay. It looks like this. It folds, and it's 2 inches. The thin ones they don't want. They're too thin for the child to lay on. So make sure it's a 2-inch foldable mat, not rolling. They sell these at Walmart. Also, you would need, if they want a blanket, you would use a receiving blanket. It's just a thin, small blanket for them because we don't have a lot of space in our cubby holes. Let's see. VPK and preschool also has to sign in and sign out. There's a 1-inch binder and the table in the foyer. You cannot drop off your child without signing your child in, and you can't pick them up without signing them out. It is the law. We also have to have our birth certificates, shot records, and physicals on file. If we do not have them on file, the child may not attend because the state requires us to have these documents upon school starting. And that is all.
I signed the checks. There's been a few changes that have been made this year, and just want to let you know something. We've got a few new teachers, and you will meet them when you go to your the classrooms for your students, and so you'll be able to meet them there. We're not going to introduce them to you. You won't remember their names anyway. But we do have a couple of teachers I want to ask you to pray for. Lativia Matthews taught 4th grade for us, and she's been a real blessing to us. And Lativia had a stroke last year, and she's still in rehab, and she's struggling. And just ask you if you'd pray for her and her husband. I know that they would appreciate that very, very much. Someone who has been my friend and I have loved dearly, and that is Princeton Studstill. Princeton Studstill, I met with him yesterday, and he said, Pastor, he said, I've had congestive heart failure, I've had open heart surgery, I've had 2 strokes, and he said, it seems like I would learn to depend upon God. Princeton has leukemia. And so the good thing is he found this out at the end of the school year, and he is under some treatment for that. But the leukemia, the type of cancer that he has, there's a 90% survival rate. However, he has got to go through 7 months of treatment, and it's very draining on him. Some of you understand that. And just a wonderful guy, my friend, wonderful friend, and I appreciate he and Vendetta. And so they'll not be seen around here this year as well, and I just ask you to pray for them. John Larrabee has gone to Indianapolis area, Indiana, and he was helping me in the middle school last year, and I appreciate all the work that he did and all the help that he gave. I'm an old man now, and I said I cannot do what I used to do, and I need some help. And I asked my staff, I said, what are you going to do to help me? And Dr. Barbara Stewart said, Pastor, I'll move up to 8th grade. And so she'll be taking care of the school from 8th grade down. And she and Miss Charleston will be working together in the middle and high school. They'll be helping each other, and I really appreciate it. Doc?
I am very thankful for Ms. Ruggieri and the excellent job she has done as vice principal of the elementary, because without her, I would not be able to focus on the middle school this year. I am excited. I've been here 44 years, and I'm still excited. I can't sleep at night. I'm so excited that school is starting. I have already taught middle school. I've taught high school. In fact, I've taught college. I've taught all the way down to kindergarten. I've also been a principal throughout the school at Heritage Prep School, so I do know what I'm doing. I'm extra enthusiastic, though, because our middle school students, many of them are graduates of our preschool and our elementary. So I know these kids. They know me. I know you parents, and you know me. We are going to have a successful year this year. I really believe that this is going to help as a transition into middle school. I'm 100% confident that this can be a fun and successful year for your students and for your family. I truly believe that this is the time for us to work together. Middle school, think about it. Do you remember middle school? It is a challenging time. So parents, this is not the time to sit back, take a break, and see what happens. No. We must actively participate in our children's lives. Attend these sports games. Help out. I see manpower here tonight. We need men. Real men to stand up and help us. We need ladies that are going to be a good example to these children. By the way, those spirit shirts will be worn during game days, sometimes spirit days, field trips, etc. You can get a spirit shirt because we're going to need your help. Show up when they're on stage, when they're in the spelling. Oh, I don't want you to. They want you to come. They want you to see them make that basket. Monitor their grades online. We have had online grading, and some people still don't know how to get online. Monitor the grades. Monitor their behavior. Support us. Back us up. Monitor their lives outside. And folks, this includes screen time. I'm talking about TV. I'm talking about computers, cell phones, video games, and social media. The average 8 to 12-year-old in the United States is spending 4 to 6 hours a day on a screen. Teenagers are averaging 44 and a half hours a week. No wonder they can't work a job. 23% admit they are addicted. This is ridiculous. It is leading to many, many problems that can plague your child for the rest of their lives. So I'm going to help you. No cell phones at school. Oh, through the 8th grade, no cell phones. If we see it, we confiscate it. Whole counties have wised up to this and have started on it. Not before school. You know why? I see them. They're not interacting, unless you want to say they're interacting with the screen. I don't know what they're watching on there. I don't know what they're listening to. Let's be in the real world. Not before school, not after school, and kids, certainly not during school. If you have an emergency, call the front desk. We're going old school. If we have an emergency, we are calling you. And by the way, an emergency is not calling Uber Eats for delivery, nor calling Mama because you forgot your lunch and you don't like what's on the menu. While I'm there, oodles of noodles is not a nutritious lunch. Look it up. Let them eat the school lunch. They will survive. Oh. Now I know tonight that you want to view the campus, you want to meet the teachers. We can talk about these things later. I know you've been busy. You're trying to prepare your child, fully ready. But have you paid for textbooks? Because if you haven't paid for textbooks, you need to make arrangements with the front desk to make payments, or I can't even give your child textbooks. So they may have a beautiful new uniform, but no book. We're going to begin Monday at 8 a.m. Breakfast starts at 7:15. If your child's in elementary, middle school, high school, I'm not even going to charge you. You don't even get charged for coming at 7:15, but if you come at 7:10 and you drive off, you're getting charged for before care. All right? Any earlier and you're charged. Cafeteria doors must lock at 7:45. Why? Because we've got to get the kids to eat their food and get them back to the classroom. The elementary begins pickup at 2:20. And I hate to tell you this, I'm going to apologize in advance. It's going to be lengthy. We'll get better. It's a learning process. We've got to teach the children to be able to focus. Teach your child how to recognize your car. Maybe you could put some identifying mark on it so that they will know when their car pulls up. Forgive us in advance. Instead of muttering, how about praying for us? No honk in line. That does not help. Loud music. No. Crazy driving. This is usually by the crazy uncle who you sent down here or your teenage son. Always obey Mr. Leon. Would you wave your hand and back? We have security. He's the head of security. Obey him. Obey the staff. Listen to them. Do not get out of your car, especially if you want to fight. Or I'm going to have my son come down here. Now, where is my son? Stand up. He looks just like me, so if you forget. All right. The preschool and the middle school and the VPK, sorry about that, preschool and VPK, as Ms. Ruggieri said, they must be escorted by the parent. They must be signed in. They must be signed out, or they're not going to pay your bill for VPK. You're going to pay your bill for VPK. All right? So thank you for your kind attitude. Thank you for your support. I'm serious in your prayers. We need it. We're going to be dismissing teachers, only teachers. Everybody else stay in here. Teachers, you quietly leave, please, because they need a chance to get to the classroom. So teachers and ladies at the front desk, okay, if we could keep it quiet for just a second here. Miss Norton, please stand up. Are you waving, Miss Norton? Okay. Miss Norton, okay, come on down. All right, parents, 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. That's going to work in 8th grade, I'm sure. Okay, so listen, parents, need you quiet. Miss Norton teaches private piano lessons. She will be in the cafeteria tonight. She will run out of space. So if you want your child to get lessons, you need to see her tonight. She's a missionary kid. She's got years and years and years of experience. She does a great job. Now, at this time, middle and high school parents will remain in the auditorium. Preschool parents of preschoolers and VPK will go out this door. The building is right behind you. Kindergarten through 5th grade, if your child's in kindergarten, 1st They will be downstairs in the next building, 2 buildings down actually, Building C, right next to the picnic furniture, and upstairs for 2nd through 5th. Thank you and have a great evening.
I'm going to say something. Okay. For middle schoolers and high schoolers, we're going to take just a few minutes of your time, if you will allow us. There's some things that I need to share with you. So we'll give these folks just a couple of more minutes to leave. Hi there. Okay, for the middle schoolers and high schoolers, there's a couple of things that we want to share with you. There's some of the wrinkles that we have had this year, and Ms. Charleston is going to address some of those things and how we can do and what we can do to make things a little bit better, easier for you all. One of the things that we desperately need your help with is be on time. I cannot stress that too much. Let me just tell you all, you live in Orlando, Florida. And in Orlando, Florida, we have about 1.25 million people in population in greater Orlando area. They say that we have over 1 million people every week that visits Orlando, Florida, Central Florida. That means that you have got to deal with 2.5 million people on the road. Leave home early enough to get here and have your children here by 8 o'clock. It's very important, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Ms. Charleston?
Okay, so I already told you guys about the spirit shirts, but we also have the sweatshirts and jackets that I want to let you guys know about. Jackets and sweatshirts have been an issue in the past, so we have someone that is willing to give you guys a discount on the HPS approved sweatshirts and jackets. Okay, so the jackets look like this. Okay, they have the HPS logo on them, and these jackets are $15. They are not $15 by retail price. Okay, they are just about double that price. So if you want a deal on the HPS jacket, then you can, in your packet, then you can fill out that form. You need to get it to me by the end of the first week of school to be able to purchase that jacket. We also have sweatshirts. They're like pullovers. They have the same HPS logo on the jacket. The price for those is just $12. So the form looks like this. And I know you're going to get a lot of paperwork, and it's going to be easy to forget about it, but please, please, please make sure that you get that in by the end of the first week of school so that we can get the jackets ordered and we can get you in proper uniform. One other thing that I want to mention, piggybacking off of Dr. Stewart with the pickup line, is that we are going to have some different areas for pickup this school year. So in the past, we've had students with elementary siblings, and they go to one area, and it was just a little chaotic with the middle and high school pickup. So this school year, the 8th through 12th graders are going to be picked up from the high school porch, okay? So you can watch for your students on that side. In the pickup line, there is a lane for middle and high school. So you can use that lane to pick up your student on that side, or you can do what we've already done in the past, which is go through the front of the school building and circle around where the middle school doors are on this side. So you can use either side for pickup, but your 8th through 12th grade student is going to be on the high school porch. The 6th and 7th graders will be just inside of the gate over here, where the library is, and again, we'll be watching for vehicles and getting the students to the cars as quickly as possible. Please, please, please work with us on that and try to make sure that you're not sending the students to be picked up at the front office area because that was an issue, or to be picked up in front of the church because that was an issue. Please use the designated pickup areas, which is the pickup line with the elementary, or using the front, driving in front of the building and looping around where the middle school doors are, okay? If you have any questions about that, you can feel free to let us know. But you can come by the building after this and get your sweatshirt order in. If you want to pay tonight, we're taking cash and checks, but you can get that money in by the end of this first week of school. Thank you.
If you've not seen our high school building, that building was opened in January. I encourage you to go by and look at that, even if you're a junior high, middle schooler. Middle school is located right here to your left, and so it's those first 5 rooms right there. Those middle schools, 6th through 8th, are there, and then 9th through 12th is over in the high school building, which is the next building over. If you go in through the glass doors right here beside us, that's our library. And so you'll walk in there and say, I thought this was classrooms. Just keep on walking. Or you can go to the porch area there and you can see that. I want to emphasize and stress how important it is to watch the traffic flow. Sometimes we stop and kind of park in line, and we don't need to do that. Let's try to keep our traffic flowing. If you are going to park, please use a parking spot and not park in a drive-through area. Please help us with that. Now, it's my privilege to be able to talk to you about contracts. There's contracts that we offer in the middle and high school. We want you to understand what you are getting into, and we want your children to understand. So what we do is we've got contracts. We have a student contract, and this is on conduct. We have an attendance policy, and we have a school dress policy, and we have an expulsion policy. And all this information, we're doing is we're putting it into your hands so that you will not be blindsided if there is a discipline problem. Now, your student, middle and high school, must have these forms signed and in their file. Now, when you got a student handbook, you should have gotten these in the back of that student handbook. If, when you registered your child, you should have been offered these contracts then. I have them here tonight if you didn't get one. And they will be offered to the students on Monday and Tuesday next week when we begin our orientation. I'm telling you, I'm going to have to pull a Dr. Stewart. Boy, she's mean, isn't she? She told you, she gave you a little bit of her mind tonight. Now, if they don't have it in file, they're not going to attend school here. And so you can understand what we're doing. The student contract is a very simple thing. There's 23 items that we list. Driving recklessly. I don't want any 6th graders driving recklessly. Use of illegal drugs, alcohol. We understand those things, right? That's just, everybody knows that, Pastor. We got to give it to you. We got to put it in writing. Having possession of a deadly weapon, that could include a knife. Please help us. Electronic games, cards, radios, television, recorders, earphones, video games, beepers, cell phones. We've listed it all out for you. Those things are not, we're not going to allow those items to be brought to school and be used in the school. It's not going to happen. Smoking, drinking, alcohol, possession, or any illegal drugs or chemical substances. Deliberate vandalism of school property. If your child breaks it, we're going to call you and tell you you've got to pay for it. Okay? Going off campus without permission. We have had people killed right out there walking across that road. And we had a history teacher stand out there, push the button, standing waiting for the light to change, and a car come up on the sidewalk and hit him. Broke his leg. I don't want your children out there. And so without permission, they're not allowed to leave this campus. Any conduct that is immoral, dangerous, careless, disruptive behavior in class, violating the school dress, and we've got that, boys' hair, girls' hair. It must be understood that the administration has a final word where matters of dress and hair are concerned, and we don't make just hastily and say this way it's got to be done. We will talk, boys for instance, our guys, sometimes they want to let their hair grow a little bit longer than what we may say is our standard, and we'll tell them, you need to get a haircut, you need to get a haircut, you need to get a haircut. I don't know anything that a teenager wants any more than facial hair. It's supposed to be clean shaven. And so tattoos must be covered at all times. Chewing gum, don't do that. Littering school, don't do that. Bringing homework to class unprepared, not doing homework, don't do those. Out of designated area, you're not supposed to be where you're supposed to be. There's a little bit more definition to this. I'm just kind of running through it. Writing notes in class. Photos, videos, text messages, role playing, social media websites, anything that is shown or written will be considered as a true display of your child's spirit, attitude, and their behavior, and we will deal with that. Social media has gotten out of hand, folks. It's bad. That is a student contract. You and your student are to go through this and sign and say, we understand and we agree with this. There's an attendance policy. You know that you're not supposed to be here late. I understand school starts at what time? 8 o'clock. And absences, the state dictates to us an absence. If there's more than 20 absences in a child's life, in school life, school year, that they can't pass their grade. And so we need your help with that, all right? Middle school, there's dress code that is laid out for you there, and it's all self-explanatory, and as Ms. Charleston's already said, that if there's a question, please ask. We have always had an expulsion policy. And this expulsion policy, we are putting it into your hands this year, and so you can see some of the things that we will put your child out of school for these infractions. And so again, you need to look at this, you need to sign this, and you need to have your child sign this. Pastor, why do you do that? Because we're part of Tabernacle Baptist Church. What I'm holding in my hand right here is a constitution, bylaw, and budget of Tabernacle Baptist Church. What does that mean? Well, every year I give these to my parishioners. And in the back of it, there's a lot of numbers, and that's what our projected budget is for next year. For instance, our projected budget is $3,883,203 for the year 2022-2023. A lot of money, isn't it? In the beginning of it, it tells you a little bit about Tabernacle Baptist Church. It tells you a little bit about who I am. It tells you a little bit about what we are as Baptists and our ministries. But then there's an area that says our Articles of Faith and Constitution. And you say, well, Pastor, why do you do this? This is why right here. And with every item that we have in our Constitution and bylaws, we have scripture for that. And so if you have any questions, in fact, I put a dozen copies out here. I said, if any parent wants them, you're welcome to them. I'll give them to you. And like I say, you can take one. And we'll be consistent with these things. And then we've got a sheet. We've got a sheet for you to sign that says, I've received all these things. It's kind of funny. You buy something and they say you need to sign this, sign this, sign this. Now sign this saying that you got all this and just got it. And so we need these things in hand in our files for your students. And there is a grace period, but it's not a long grace period. And so if you do not have these, the teachers have them in their classrooms. And you just say, I need one of those student contracts. And they'll give you this packet. And you can get that. Make sure you go over it. Make sure you understand it. Any questions, please call us. We're going to be your friends no matter what, all right? Okay. Dr. Stewart is, there she is. Do you have anything else, Doc?
If you're missing a child or you like a new preschool child, they're in the preschool.
They're in the preschool.
Sweet little boy.
I wished I'd known that years ago. I could have dealt with my children. And listen, we've got security. Not only do we have Brother Leon Bennett out there helping us, but we're trying to grow just a little bit, taking care of situations. And so there'll be some others that you will see around here with security shirts on, and you give them the respect that they need as well, okay? All right, middle school, right here on my left. If you're high schoolers, if you'll go out this door and just walk down the parking lot, just 100 feet, you'll be down there at the ramp to take you into the high school building. All right? God bless you. Thank you for being here.